Okay, good morning. What we're doing today is I'm just going to make a very simple video of how I do the work. It doesn't mean everybody does the same work or the same way. This is not to instruct you on how to do it. I'm just sharing you how I do the work, okay? So don't get on me with all your comments. Negative comments are not welcome. But if you're open-minded and you want to learn a different way, this is one way to do it. Okay, for this one, we're using the vinyl sealer, and remember this is the 550, so it's not the lower 275 VOC. So this is the Mohawk sealer, and then we're using for the top coat, we're using a combination of the matte, which is a 20, and the satin, which is a 40, because that's the sheen that the client likes in his house. Okay, and this is the machine that we're using. It's a Titan. Here it is. It's a model ED655. Okay, and it's been used and abused, so don't expect this thing to be super clean. But we've been spraying since yesterday, so at the end we're gonna do a thorough cleaning. Basically what you do is you get some lacquer thinner, you dump it in here, and then you go to the power with the valve facing up. So you're priming. Basically the liquid comes and it recirculates up to here. Okay, so this is just a quick sample, right? So valve prime has to be facing up. Okay, then you turn it on. Right, it just recirculates, and then to run the chemical through the line, all you do is you lower this valve down to the side and you open the trigger, obviously with little pressure. The pressure valve is right here, right? So kind of like a clock. Clockwise means more pressure, counter less pressure, right? So start off with a low pressure. You can open up the lid here. And this is exactly what I use, okay? So get a Graco, the blue guard, and then you can get a tip, and the tip size is right here. You can't see it now because it's been used and abused, but this is a 410, 412, and this is a fine finish. You can see the fine finish right here. So what it means is that it basically what you do is you use this for cabinets, and there's sizes like 108, very little. You're talking about like an inch of the width of the spray. This one is a 412, so it's got about 4-5 inches depending on how close to the cabinet you are, and it's for bigger cabinetry too. You can go up to like 5/17s. There's bigger sizes too, but I'm comfortable with this. This is what works for me, and yeah, that's what I use. We also have like these ones, but these are for latex paints. Okay, so these are like heavy duty 5/17s, and same with this one, the Titan. You also have some fine from Graco, you know, but this is I usually use this for water. But all the green tips like that, this one is a 210, right? 210, and then you have the 412s right here, right? So that's what I use, and that's how you set this up. You pour some lacquer thinner in here, prime it, right? This thing has to be up, crank it, and then to run it on the line, you basically move the valve to to the side so it comes out on the hose right here. You open the trigger and you just prime the hose. When you start to spray the liquid, all you gotta do is spray your finish in here, let it prime, and then you run it on the line, and that's basically what you do. So for this one, all I'm doing is just a sample for a client. This is what she has in her house, and it's basically just stained wood, and it's been lacquer coated. I can tell it's been lacquer coated. So even then, I'm still gonna do a primer coat, or not a primer coat, but the undercoat, which is this one right here. That's a sealer, and I could use an undercoat, but I really like the Mohawk the way it dries. Using this for a very long time now, and it doesn't yellow. That's the cool thing about it. Some primers, undercoats, believe it or not, will yellow over time. I've seen it many times. People say it doesn't happen. It does happen. I've seen it, and I'm very surprised that people still keep saying that it doesn't, like oil-based paint. It yellows like oil-based paint. If you want something that doesn't yellow over time, try the water white lacquers or sealers. Those are meant for non-yellowing, from my experience. Okay, so in a minute I'm gonna spray this right here right now. So this machine is already set up. And just start off with the edges. Su dedo lo está tapando la cámara. Alright, so that's the primer coat, or the sealer. So that's the sealer. Okay, and this is just for a sample. Trust me, if this was the finish, I would get more on the edges here and stuff. I'm not gonna sweat it. So you let this one dry, and then you sand it, dust it off, give it a second coat of that sealer, and then you let it dry. You sand it gently with a 220, like really dead 220. Dust it off, and then you're ready for the finish.